Welcome to the Social Stack, your go-to channel for real estate marketing strategies based in technology. I'm Amy Stack, and today we are recording a session of Ask Amy, a bi-weekly session offering a place for you to bring your questions concerning our marketing topic of the week. This week's topic is Keller Williams agent sites and how to customize them and build them out. Before we get started, if this is your first time here and you want to learn more about social media and marketing for your business, go ahead and start now by subscribing to my channel. You can go ahead and click that red subscribe button and then the bell icon, and you will get notifications anytime new content hits. All right, let's get started, you guys. Like I mentioned just a little while ago, this is definitely going to be a Q&A, so it's going to be an interactive class. There's lots of things I can go over, but I would love to see, you guys can raise your hands, you can put questions in the chat, you can unmute, but let me know what you're looking to go over, and I would be happy to give you some demonstrations. AW sites, here we go. Anybody got anything?
Well, Amy, I was thinking about the mass emails through command.
Mm-hmm.
And I do not have the Chimp connected. When we first did it, Chimp was costing money, but now I understand it doesn't.
So Linda, I'm going to encourage you to come back to my class next week because I'm going to do a full in-depth tutorial on how to use the new email systems, how to build them in designs, and how to send out bulk emails and connect them to smart plans. So I think that would be a really great session for you to come to because it's not a short answer.
Okay, I will hold off because I need to go do some things anyway. So that's what I really wanted to do.
Okay, perfect.
All right, thank you, Amy.
Yeah. Anybody else has questions, please feel free to chime in. In the meantime, I'm just going to start sharing my screen. Can everybody see that? Yeah, I'm getting some head nods. Perfect. Okay. So if you guys have questions, please go ahead and put them in the chat or unmute and ask away. Oh, I see Gwen had a question here. Okay, so a refresher on how to add the testimonial. Great question, Gwen. I am on a website that I've helped build out for a team in my office here. So I'm just going to pull up their drop-down menu. And I want to show you a couple of things before we go into the back end of command. One is that in order to receive a testimonial, you have to have this page called Leave a Review. And Gwen, I believe you have this on your website already, correct? So this is the page you have to set up first, and this is where your clients can come and leave their own testimonial for you, or if they've left it somewhere else, you can go ahead and copy and paste the information right onto this page. So step one is to have this page built, and step two is to build, gotta find it. Here, what our clients say. Here's the testimonial page. So this is one example. There's two different layouts that you can choose from, but this is the list style of testimonials. So you have one page to leave a review and one page to show all the testimonies that have come in. So
I don't have that leave a review on mine.
Okay, so we'll go into the back end and I will show you how do you add that page? Perfect. Becky asked the same question. How do we add that page? So why don't we start with that? I am going to close my chat box just for a moment while I'm doing this because it's covering some of the buttons I need. So I just want you guys to be aware of that. But let's see. I am going to open a command account. I'm actually going to open a real one, not just the demo one. So let me log out and log back in here. So of course, to start, you're going to log into command. Oops. Put in the wrong number. There we go. I guess step one is remembering your login information. Okay, so once you've logged into command, on the bottom left, you're going to click the consumer icon here. And I always like to build the review page first and then the testimonial page, but it's totally up to you. It doesn't really matter which order you build them in. So once you're in the consumer section, you want to click the blue button in the top right that says create a new site. And we're going to choose on my agent site. And then create page. And then the first thing I do from here always is name my page. So you can see up in the top left, there's just kind of a placeholder of a name. The first page I'm going to build is the leave a review. So I'm just going to title it review. Nobody sees that title except you. It's for your own reference. And on the left-hand side here is where we'll be able to see what we're creating. And on the right-hand side is how we will edit everything. So to create the first page I showed you to leave a review, you want to find this button that says Testimonial Capture Form. So these are all widgets, which means that they're all coded and ready to go for you. All you have to do is click and hold and drag and drop. So I'm going to click and hold that button and drag it over to the left, and you'll see that green bar pop up. Wherever that green bar is where the widget is going to populate. So I'm just going to let go. And you can see there is a little preview of the page I showed you. Now there's things that you probably want to customize about this, like you don't want it to say headline text. So when you're ready to do that, you're going to come down to the right-hand corner and tap that Configure Widgets button. And then just tap the one you're working with. So in this case, we only have one. I'm just going to tap Testimonial Capture. And you can see, as I mentioned before, we can do all of our editing on the right-hand side here. So in this case, it's asking for a team name. If you're not a team, you can go ahead and just put your own name in there. And then the headline is what's going to replace this part that says headline text right here. And then you can absolutely add in your own description. You can change any of the text in here. I'm just going to leave what's provided by International for right now. And I'm just going to tap Save and Apply at the bottom right. And then on the left, you'll be able to see all of the updates we just made. So now you can see here that it says leave a review instead of headline. And if I scroll down, it has Mary Beth's name in there. So that's all the customization I'm going to do today. So now that I'm happy with that page, we're going to go to the top right and tap Save Changes. And then we'll tap Yes. And this is going to just save all the changes we've made. Now, what we just did was build the page. Right now, it's not live on the website.
If I want to amend that later, I can go back in and do it.
You will have to go in through Designs to do that.
Okay.
So that is this button here.
Right.
And when I click on it, the easiest way to find anything in a certain category, so like email, print, landing page, etc., is to come up to the top. And you can just tap Agent Site and it will show you all the site pages you've already worked on. And then
okay, thanks.
Yeah, right here's the one I titled Review. So I just tap on that and it would reopen. All right, so I'm going to go back into Consumer. And I also opened Mary Beth's website. So I'm on the public facing site right now. When I click her drop down, you can see there's nothing here that says anything about how to leave a review. So we built the page, but it's not showing on the public site. So now what we want to do is make it live. So we built that page. And what happens when you build a page is it will automatically take you here to the Site and App Settings button. Now, let's say you're in a different part of Consumer. Maybe you built the site one day and you're coming back another day to make it live. When you come into the Consumer button, you'll always have this option right here that says Site and App Settings. So you can go ahead and tap on Site and App Settings. And then what we want to do to make our page live is come all the way to the right-hand side and look for that button that says Site Pages. We're going to tap on Site Pages. And then you can see a list of all the pages that are currently on Mary Beth's website. So you can see we have a couple of sample ones in here. And if I hit, you probably guessed it, Add Page, it opens up all the pages that I've created. And what do you know? There's the one called Review that I just built. So I'm going to tap the little circle there and hit Continue. And now I have the option to give my page a title, and where that will show, I'm going to click over to her live website. So I'm out of command right now. Right here in our drop-down menu, this section is what goes in the page title. So however you want it to show up here in the drop-down is what you're going to name the page. So I'm going to leave it as leave a review. So now you can see that is my page title. And the URL slug is part of the actual URL that somebody could type in to go visit that website. So your websites are all probably like first name, last name.kw.com. To get to this specific page of the website, there's going to be a slash and then some more words after it. What I like to do for the review page is just put review. And you can see how that populated right here. So this is how it would show up to the public once they're on your page. It's not a big deal. You can put whatever you want in there. I just like to make it simple and match the page that I'm building. And then we have SEO description. If you guys aren't doing that with your websites right now, don't worry about it. If you are doing keyword optimization, go ahead and copy and paste all of that in here. If you're not, just put a little simple description of what that page is. So I'm just going to say, leave a review for Mary Beth Lynch. So that's all I'm putting in the description because she's not using any special keywords or anything right now. And then of course we want to hit save. And you can see we're updated successfully. And on the left-hand side, we now have that leave a review page listed. If I want to move it up or down in my drop-down menu on my live site, I can click the 6 dots and I can move it up or down and save it wherever I want it to go. So I'm going to come back to Mary Beth's live site and we're going to refresh the page. And we'll click that new drop-down when it loads. And there it is, leave a review. So that's how you make your site live, or your page live on your site. And there it is. So anybody can now come in here and leave her review. So that was step 1. Well, I guess it was 2 steps, is build the page, make the page live. So now somebody's left you a testimony, right? What do I do with it? Where does it go? So we're going to do pretty much the exact same steps, just with a different widget, because what we want to do is build this page so that when you do have a testimony come in, you can make it live on your website. So I'm going to go back into Mary Beth's command account here. And we're going to go back to the agent site pages and create a new page, just like we did for the first widget. Again, on my agent site, create page. We're going to call this one testimonies, testimonials, whatever you want to call it. And then on the right-hand side, we're going to find one of the widgets that says testimonials in it. So you see we have a carousel and we have a list. I showed you what the list looked like. The carousel will hold 3 testimonies at a time and it will rotate through automatically. So it'll just kind of rotate through all 3 of those testimonies. I'm going to go ahead and give Mary Beth a list just like we did on the first site that I showed you. So I'm just going to click and hold, drag and drop. There it is. We'll come down to that bottom right-hand corner again and hit Configure Widget. Tap on Testimonial List. Give the page a title. And intro text. I don't know what to write. What did I put in my last page? Let's see. Oh, I said, don't take it from us. See what our clients have to say. So that's an example of what you could put in there. She's a solo agent, so I'm going to say, don't take it from me. See what my clients have to say. And then I'm just going to leave everything checked off on here, and I'm going to hit save and apply. We're going to make the site live again. So if you missed that, we're going to go over that real quick, how to make that live on your website. So at this time, you can see there are no testimonials. So if you make this page live on your website, it's going to say that there are no testimonials. So make sure if you're building the testimony page that you are ready to put testimonies in the leave a review page. Does that make sense to everybody? Don't make this site live unless you have something to put in there.
Can you copy and paste from Zillow or? Okay.
Yes, you absolutely can. So you don't have to ask your clients to leave new reviews if you have them on another portal. That was a great question, Joellen. You can absolutely copy and paste those right in here. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save changes, hit yes. So now it's ready to be made live. But before I make it live, I'm going back to Mary Beth's website, the one that the public can get to. And I'm going to leave a sample review just so you guys can see how this works. So just like Joellen said, you can absolutely copy and paste reviews in here, or you can direct your clients to come to this page. So if you practice the promise in your listing presentations and say that, you know, if I'm going to come back to you at the end of the transaction and request that you leave me a review, they'll already be respecting. They'll already be expecting for you to come back and ask them to leave you a review. So just put it out there up front, whether you're working with a buyer or seller, just put it in their brain up front. A lot of people will give like a little gift card or something as a thank you, but you don't have to do that. It's up to you at how you want to run your business. So it's going to ask them where they worked with you, like where the property was and how long they've been a client with you. So you can see there's a whole list you can scroll through here. So I just put my name in there. We're going to give Mary Beth 5 stars. What a rock star agent. Okay, so this is where they would leave the actual, you know, paragraph or couple of sentences that they want to share. And yes, of course, I would recommend Mary Beth to work with. I'll have the option to preview the testimonial. So of course, that one's just a short one for us to show today. And they have the option to go back and edit if they made a mistake, or we can just go ahead and hit submit. So that's how your clients will leave the review. So that's wonderful. Now you have a review. However, 1, your other page isn't live, and 2, even if it is, how do you make it show up? I'm going to go back into command. So we're back in the back end of command here. Now that I know I have that review, I want to go into designs because that's where we edit our website pages. So I'm going to go into designs here. Now, anytime a testimonial comes in, you'll have the option to make it live or leave it off your website. So it is a little bit of a manual touch. So if you want to put a reminder in your calendar once a month or once every couple of weeks to go in and check and see if there's any new reviews in there, you can absolutely do that. I'm going to click on my testimonial page that I've already built to open that up from the Designs applet. And I'm going to hit that configure widget button again, all the way at the bottom right. Tap on testimonial list. And as I scroll down on the right-hand side, now you will see selected testimonials. So as you get a number of testimonials, you'll see a whole list in here of the ones you can choose from to show live on your site. So I want to make this one live, so it's checked off. That's perfect. If I decided I wanted to feature something else instead, I could just uncheck it and check the ones that I want to show. So I'm going to turn it on. I'm going to hit save and apply again. Then we're going to go and make this page live. We'll hit save changes at the top. If you guys were on last week, you can see that that glitch was already fixed. So my page built right away without any issues. All right, so let's add a page. Here's my testimonial page. Sometimes it'll show up twice like this. The one that's got the most recent edits will be the one on the top. So if you're wondering about that, just click the first one. That'll be the most recent update. All right, so we're just going to name it like we did before. It's not lunch, lynch. We'll hit save. And now if I go back to her public facing site, so here's Mary Beth's site, we're going to hit refresh since we just made that new site page live on the site. I'm going to click her drop down. And we should see what my clients say right there. I'm gonna tap on that. And there's my review. So we just built 2 pages, made 2 pages live, left a review, and made the review live in 10-15 minutes. So those,
Now,
oh, go ahead.
Amy, will all the pages that we add be on the same drop-down list?
Correct. That's a great question. So anything you add will show up right here.
Okay, so there's no way to have different options
No,
on the
across the
menu
top.
bar?
Not at this time. That might be something that comes, down the road, but currently anything that you add, any pages will show up in this list right here.
Okay.
So the
Now-
process, yep.
I have a question. You've got a drop down there for school search.
Mhm. Good eye. I have that one here too. I thought there, learn about schools, we called it. So this is one that I would use a widget from Keller Williams and kind of customize it myself. So let me show you a couple of things in here. So the school search is an example of one. You can see this one's connected to greatschools.org. And we're not limited to just this Wheaton area. I can hit search and type in, any zip code that I want and go to Villa Park. And then I can get the schools for Villa Park too. So this is connected directly to Great Schools, and you can get the list of them, click on the name of the school, and get all of the Great School information on that location. So Great Schools has a widget code that you can use. So I wanted to show you what that looks like right there, but similarly to this page, you can do the same thing with a mortgage calculator widget. Keller Williams has one. Well, I should say Keller Mortgage. And then there's also a generic one. I like this one. There's a lot more you can do with it. And there's a link to Keller Covered too for the insurance. We also have Homekeeper. I believe she has that on here, our blog, yes. So for everybody, if anybody on here is not from KW, you can pay for a Homekeeper blog. For everybody that is, you do get a pro account for free as being part of KW. And they create content and post it every 3 to 4 days. You can connect it to your Facebook page. And as you can see here, you can embed it right in your website. So these are all things that have a widget that's ready to go to be built into any website that you want. So I can show you how to do that for your Keller Williams site. Now I would like to, if we could take a quick
Amy, whoa.
Oops.
On our search with the site, it says city, neighborhood, address, school district, zip.
Mhm.
Does that work in all markets?
Yeah, well, so it's wherever Great Schools works is where that widget code will work.
No, I don't mean about the widget code in the drop-down list. I mean, on the agent site, when somebody's searching for homes.
Oh, yes.
I can't get that to work in my area.
Let me go to the home page here. So I want to make sure I'm on the right screen, understanding the question. And then real quick, before we get into that, I'm just going to read through the chat a little bit, make sure I got all these questions. So yeah, somebody asked how to add the school website. How do I copy and paste a review wrote on another social place? So Sylvia, you would just have to open, like if you have a review on Zillow or Realtor.com or Facebook, Google, wherever it is, you just open that page and copy and paste the information onto the leave a review page. And then you would do the steps I showed you to go into designs to your testimony page to make it live. So you just have 2 windows open, at one time, or 2 screens, depending on how your setup is. And then Donna said, so you have a page to write a review and a page to display the reviews. Correct. You can put them in the same, Donna asked a good question. She has a page where they're both in the same spot. So I could take both of the widgets that I showed you guys and put them in one page if you don't want to have two separate pages. So you could put a leave a review right at the top and then show testimonies underneath it. You could absolutely put two widgets on the same page. That's not a problem at all. You just drag and drop them both into the same page and hit those configure buttons. So if you'd rather have two on the same page, that's totally doable. Becky, is it possible to link your Facebook business page to testimonials so any testimonial left on your website will show on Facebook as well? Not that I have seen. That's a great question and a great idea. I would love for you, Becky, to go on ideas.kw.com and submit that as an idea, and everybody here can go there and then upvote that. Because we have that partnership with Facebook. So if enough people are upvoting that, I don't see why that's not something they could build in for us. Right now, it is not something that exists, but I absolutely love that idea. Great question. Donna asked, can you add an HTML page to your site? I can show you that in a second. And perfect. I think I answered all those questions. So Donna, let's see, was it Donna? Yeah, Donna, you asked about the HTML site. I want to show you something really quick. For those of you in my area, you're familiar with Summit Title. This is a Summit Title website page that's built right into the Keller Williams agent site. Donna, is this kind of what you were thinking of? Let me know. Feel free to unmute or just type it in the chat.
Yes, I'm sorry. I was just texting. Yes, that's what I meant. Like to embed another site, like your YouTube site even.
Yep.
into the page.
Yeah, I can show you guys how to do that too. So it looked like a few people were asking about the school site. So let me show you that one first. That's one of the easier things to customize. So that's a great one to start off with. And Mark asked, can you customize the widget to show the number of reviews you have? So I think that list, there's two options. The carousel will only allow you to show 3 at a time. The list, there is a limit. I don't know off the top of my head what that limit is, but it'll just keep scrolling up the page. So if you want to reorder the testimonies, you can uncheck them all and then check them off in the order that you want them to show up on the page. Mark, I don't know if that answered your question 100%, but I think it went kind of in the right direction there. All right, so I'm going back into the back end of Mary Beth's site. We're going to show you how to do that school page. So just like we did before, we want to come to agent site pages. So consumer.
You're not sharing.
Oh, yep, that would be helpful. I was just like, I don't see my green outline. So we want to start in the consumer section and, oh, I gotta move my Zoom screen. And then hit create a new site, just like we did before. This will be exactly what we did. New on my agent site. I gotta move my Zoom window. There we go, create a page. And we're gonna use a widget, but it's gonna be a different one. So I'm just gonna title this page school. I can't see if, yeah, there we go, school. And the widget I wanna use for this one is called company profile. So I'm gonna drag and drop that over. We're gonna hit configure widgets, tap on company profile. Okay, so now I've got my widget open and ready to use. So I'm gonna call it school search. You guys call it whatever you want. Find schools near you, whatever it is. And I'm actually going to delete almost everything on this widget. So I'm gonna leave the header image for now. Everything at section 1 and below, I'm gonna highlight and delete. The section 1 text, you can see there's a little red asterisk. If you put a space in there, it will acknowledge that there's something in there. I'm gonna delete the picture. Delete all of this. Delete, delete, delete. Get all of that out of there. So we're starting with a blank page, basically. Now, this is going to take some information from greatschools.org to get it into your website. So I'm going to open a new tab and I'm going to go to greatschools.org/widget. So they have a free code for you. I gotta move my Zoom window again. So you can come here and get a code for wherever you're looking for. I'm going to put Mary Beth in Lombard because that's where she lives and works. And you can see that reflected right here. It's centered on Lombard now. And you have the option to show the map, the list, or the search field on your website first. So whatever you see right here is how it's going to show up on your website. So if you want to show the list first, just click schools instead of map, and this is how it will show on your page. So I'm going to hit map. And you can see the size of this is pretty wide and kind of short. What I like to do is change the width right here where it says choose size of widget. I like to change that to 410. And you'll see when I hit enter, it's going to change the size of the map. There we go. And I know it's a little small. However, you got to remember that the vast majority of people are looking at this type of stuff on a mobile device. So when you do it as a 410 width, it'll show up much better on a phone or a tablet, and it won't be cut off. So that's why I do that 410 there. We have to put in your email and your website. That's just what Great Schools requires. Agree to their terms of service. And then tap get widget code. Okay, so you don't have to know HTML or anything like that. It's going to provide you with that code right there. So you're just going to copy that code exactly as it is. And then we're going to go back into command. Move my Zoom window. And I want to put that code right into this intro text section. So I can go ahead and paste that in there. I'm going to hit save and apply before I do anything else. And we'll be able to see on the left-hand side. There we go, it worked. I put that widget right in the page. Now you can change the photo however you want as well. So you can just hit trash or this little image icon and you can swap out the photo as well. One place that or a couple I'll give you that I really like to get free stock photos from, let me open the chat, I'll type them in here, are unsplash.com, Unsplash, and Pixabay. So I've typed those into the chat for you guys. They're just a nice resource to get some free stock images. So you can type in school and see what comes up, and then you can upload a new photo right in here. So I'm going to check through the chat here. I know a couple questions came in. Let's see, can you customize the widget to show the number of, oh, I went over that one, sorry. Can you show how to have a specific page for a new listing? So that's a good question. Currently on the website, there's not a widget to do a new listing page. You can do a new listing or a standalone landing page with for a listing for any property. So that isn't part of the agent sites, it's through the landing page section. And let's see. Can this be done to add pages for your preferred lender, etc.? It can be done. That's a great question. So there's a couple things you can do. You can take a page from your preferred vendor's website, just like I showed you. Ooh, gotta move my window a little bit. So if you want to actually embed a preferred vendor's website into yours, it would look like this. Here's the Summit title page that we're on already. I forgot we were already there. So you can embed it right into your page like this. You can also use that Homekeeper blog that I was telling you about. They have a vendor app as well. So if you put all of your vendors inside Homekeeper, you can use their vendor widget to create a page that shows all of the vendors that you like to work with. So that's an option. And then sometimes companies will have a widget code, sometimes they won't. So I'm by no means an expert in writing HTML. So I'm not the person to ask if you need to build a widget. There are people out there that can. So if that's really something you want to look into, you could go search for that as well. But like I said, I like to either just link in a page to a vendor or go ahead and use that Homekeeper option and build that, let let them do all the work and just copy the widget code. All you have to do is load in your vendors to the Homekeeper profile that you have.
Amy,
Yes.
getting back to the school search,
Yes.
do you put anything in down?
Oh, you got muted. Asked to unmute.
Sorry.
Oh, still muted.
Okay.
You're
Do
good.
we put anything in with section 1 heading, section 1 in?
Nope, you're just gonna delete everything, all of the text that's in there. You don't need to keep anything in that widget. The only thing you'll have to do is put a space in the section 1 text, I believe.
Amy,
Yes.
for that summit one, you just said they didn't provide the embedded code.
Mhm.
How did you get it to show up on the site? You said
I'm
the
going to show
link?
you that one right now because I have a code that I'm going to put in the chat. Let me, oh, I got to move my chat here. Oh no, it's behind my window. All right, hang on, I'm going to stop my
You have
share.
a general embedded code.
So I have a general widget code that will allow you to put any link from anything into your website. So I'm going to pull that up. I just had to close everything. All my Zoom was covering my my buttons that I needed to get to. So 1 second here, and I'll pull that up for you. I'm going to reshare my screen. If you guys are in my market center, I have a page inside our KWPP resources folder on the Google Drive that I pulled up right here. You can see it's just called Embed Widget Links. So this is resources to all the things I've been talking about today. Here's the link for great schools. Here's the link for the general mortgage calculator, et cetera, et cetera. So this link right here, I'm going to copy into the chat. Maybe, there we go. So save this. Let me open the chat.
Amy, did you say this was under resources?
Yes, it's in KWPP resources.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right. So I just put that code into the chat so you guys don't have to worry about typing all of that stuff out. So you can copy that and save it somewhere, save it on your desktop, save it in your Google Drive, whatever is best for you. And I'm going to go back into the back end of command. I didn't make that school site page live just yet. That's okay. I can do that later. I want to go back to agent site pages, create a new site. Again, on my agent site, create. Okay, so now we're in the builder again. What is an example of a website that you would like to see added to your KW page? Anybody got anything? How about, whoops.
Is anybody else trying to
YouTube?
access? Is anybody else trying to access their website and then getting something that they're fixing? I'm getting a message saying that we're trying to fix something.
Oh, is that on the public side or the back end of command?
No, public side.
Do you have your own domain name that you own?
No.
Oh. Might have to have you share your screen.
Yeah, okay.
Let's see. Okay, so I am just going to show you, this is a website, this is an inspector a lot of us work with in my area. So I'm just gonna copy this website link when I'm ready. So I'm just gonna pull this inspector up and I'm on the back end of the website, I'm inside command. So home inspector. Okay. Now all I want to do, let's move my chat box, is add a text box. So we have all these great widgets, but you also see at the bottom there, there's content blocks. So So you can see I can add images or text. So if you're really wanting to build something from scratch, you can do that here. I'm going to click and hold my text box, drag it over, and there it is. I'm going to move my Zoom windows again. All right, so now what I want to do is copy this widget code. I mean this, yeah, widget code, I said it right. So I've copied that whole code and I pasted it right in there. Now you can see right here, it says your website here. So what do you think you're going to put there? The website that you want to embed in your page. Good job, guys. I heard you. So I'm just going to copy that link from White Glove. I'm going to come right back to the back side of command and paste it in there. So you're going to leave the quotation marks in there. Just get rid of the text in between.
Did you purposely leave off the HTTP?
I just have the www.
Okay.
We'll see if it works. If I have to add the HTTP in, we'll come back and edit it. Now, one thing that I have noticed is that the website builder does want you to have some sort of widget in here. So I added that text box. And then I'm just going to add a download my app widget here because I don't have to change anything on that. So I'm going to hit the download my app widget. And now you can see my configure widget button is activated. So we're going to hit configure widgets, save and apply. And we'll hit save changes, and I'm just going to go ahead and make that page live. Just like we did for the other pages. Move my windows around again. Oops, come on, Zoom. There you go. Add a page, Home Inspector, White Glove. We're going to hit save. We're going to come back to Mary Beth's live site that the public can see, refresh, and we'll see if I did that right. We might need to add the HTTPS in. We'll find out shortly. So yeah, it looks like that didn't work. So you can see at the top here, it just has the link. So let me go back in to command. We're going to go into designs and find that page that I just built. So I just click the design app right here. I'm going to click on Home Inspector. Go back to this website, copy the whole thing, go into command, come back into the text. Oh, it looks like the front half of my code got cut off too. So maybe that's why. You guys see that this part got lost right here that was in front of the red. Let's put that back in there, how it's supposed to be. And then we'll come back to the White Glove website, copy their website, paste it right in that red section there, and we'll hit save changes. Yes, we want to save. Let's go back to the public site. We'll hit refresh. Oh, something's not working. So that should be all you have to do. Clearly I've done it before. It works on this other website. Let's see here. Try it one more time. The beginning of my code got cut off again. I can see it. Oh, it's not cut off here. There we go. So sometimes it wants you to click on it inside the back end. So I don't know if you, I don't know. It's not something you can watch me do. So I'm just in the back end and I just double clicked where the code was and you can see that it populated here to show you a preview. That's all I did. I didn't change any text or anything. I literally just double clicked in the text box. Let's hit refresh one more time. Maybe two more times. Oh, I don't think I hit save. That would be helpful. Make sure you hit save. Yes. All right, let's try that again. No, sometimes it takes a little bit to update because we've been doing lots of changes. So that should work now that we saw that show up in the preview of that page, it should be good to go. Sometimes it just takes a few minutes. So I'm gonna let that sit and we'll keep answering some questions and we'll come back and check on it in a little bit. Let's see what's in the chat, if anything. All right. Okay, I think that's all that is. Nothing new came in. So what other questions do you guys have about the websites? You know what I thought
Have
of?
you embedded
Yeah.
video?
Have I embedded what?
Video?
No, so there is a way to do it. I have not done it myself yet. I'm going to give you a resource. I'll type it in the chat right now, john.kw.com. He does have some tutorials on his website. So in his drop down here, there's just one that says like command training. And I know that it's possible to embed video because I've seen it on other people's sites. I just haven't learned it quite yet myself. I know how to do it in landing pages. The one thing that somebody asked about listings on this website. So I did want to show you, it's not its own unique listing page. However, I do want to show you how to add a featured listing to your website. Was that something that would be of interest to you guys?
Yes.
All right. So this one's
Yeah.
real quick. And you can do it as a listing agent. And then depending on your area, just check with your managing broker. Some places will allow you to feature other people's listings on your website. You just have to get written permission usually. So you do have access to all of the MLS here. So all I've done is come to the same page we've been on, this site and app settings page. So that's the consumer button and then site and app settings. And you can see right in the middle, there's a button that says featured listings. So I can go ahead and tap on that. And you can see, I think these are all sold actually. We can change the name right here of featured listings. So if you want to say, you know, listings in Villa Park or something like that, you could do that. So you can change the headline to whatever you want. And then all you have to do is hit that select listings button. And it will default to only my listings, but you can tap that to get a little drop down and click all listings. And you have access to the entire MLS here. You can search by property, address, MLS number, city, or zip code. So if I want to look for some properties in Lombard for Mary Beth, I can put in the zip code. And you can see these are all other listing agents here. I'm just going to select a couple and then hit done. And move my Zoom windows. Here we go. So now you can see that they've been added to my list here under selected listings. If I go to Mary Beth's homepage on her website, we should be able to see, oh, let me reload the page. They will pop up under the search, but before the interested let's talk. They should pop up right here in between. Maybe I didn't hit save. I can't see all of my buttons because of my Zoom window. Am I missing a save button? There it is. Yep. Save changes. My chat screen, it's covering up the button. Let's refresh that one more time. There they are. So that's how you add featured listings to your website. So like I said, you can change this text if you wanted to say something else, but that's pretty quick. All you have to do is know which property you're looking for. And then as you can see, there were 6 listed on her site on the back end, but she closed those first 3, so they automatically fell off the website. You don't have to go in there and update them. I'm just going to delete all of them because they're not her listings that I just added there. We'll come back.
So if you're going to add some featured listings, you have to get permission. Is that what you said, Amy?
Yeah, so Joellen, I would check with Cindy here.
Okay,
She might have like a form or something she wants you to use.
okay,
But yeah, usually you have to get it in writing if you're putting somebody else's listing on your site in our area.
Okay.
So everybody always just check with your managing broker on that. It will show, I don't know if you guys noticed when I had it up there, it did say courtesy of, and then the brokerage that had listed it. So it doesn't say that it's Joellen's listing. So that helps with compliance and broker reciprocity.
okay.
All right, so we have probably about 5 minutes left. I know we have somebody else on this Zoom line at 2 o'clock. So does anybody have a quick question? Let me try refreshing Mary Beth's site again. Any other quick things I can go over for you? No?
I have a question. It's not really pertaining to this. It's pertaining to the Facebook ad that's running for my listing. And I tried to go into command to do it myself. If I just wanted to continue what's already there, is there a way just to continue it?
And you did it in command?
No, I did not. I didn't remember. I talked to you yesterday about trying to go in through Facebook, and it
Well,
was.
so you can turn it back on there's a little toggle to turn it on and off, but I didn't see a way to edit any of the text inside there.
Okay. All right. So I should really start from scratch and do my own.
Do it inside command. Yeah, that'll
Okay.
get better results.
All right.
But that's a good question. And since it sounds like we're pretty much wrapping up, I want to let me stop my
I
screen.
had a quick question, Amy.
Yeah.
I keep going to my actual website page, and when I click on school search, the information that I put in is not showing up on my website. So like I did the greatschools.org, I added that to my page. And I did what's the other one? And I put like different little pictures in there, but it's not coming up. It just says interested, let's talk still on my actual website.
And you saved everything in command because like me 5 times I didn't hit save.
I think so, but right now it keeps giving me an error message. So I don't know what's going on with my command right now. So I'm trying to open it back up.
Send me your login. I can take a look for you.
Okay.
But I just want to let everybody know really quick that we do hold almost twice a day a command like help desk type thing. It's called Command on Demand, and it's a Zoom link. So for all of you guys in E2P, I mean, I've had people come from other market centers too, but at 2 o'clock on Mondays and then 10 and 3 Tuesday through Friday, you can always hop into that Zoom channel and we can screen share, we can show you things, we can have you share so we can kind of walk through any questions you have. And then next week, I will be teaching again, 1 o'clock. I am doing a deep dive into the new updated email system inside command. So we'll look at how to create a template, how to update a template that's already provided, how to send a bulk email. And if we have time, I'll also show you how to add those emails into a smart plan in command so that you can automatically send information. So that'll be next week at 1, and then the following week we'll do like we did today with Q&A on that same topic. So come back at 1 o'clock for that.
Thank you.
Is it the same link, Amy? The same link to come back next week?
So check out, go to E2P Success. I'll put it in the chat right now. E2PSuccess.com. And if you scroll down on the homepage there, you'll see a list of all of our classes. The command on demand are those like help desk sessions, and mine are all called Master Your Marketing or Ask Amy, and mine are always Wednesday at 1.
Okay.
So success.com will give you that link. And everybody that comes to this class.
Where are you at?
What was that?
Where are you?
I'm in Glen Ellen. I'm about 20 miles west of Chicago.
Chicago. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm in Florida.
Oh, awesome. I hear it's like almost 80 there today. Lucky you.
Yes. Thank you so much. This was
my
really
pleasure.
amazing. I'm so happy I found it.
Everybody here, you are all welcome, of course, to go to my YouTube channel. That's public for everybody. So this class will be up on Saturday morning. And then there's something else I was going to tell you. Forgot what it was. I guess it wasn't important. Oh, I'll send you all the recording. Thanks for coming. You'll get that next week, Tuesday, and then you'll get an email every week letting you know what's coming up as well. So
Thank you, Amy.
yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for coming, guys.
Thank
It's
you.
great to see everybody.
Thanks, Amy.
Take care. Have a good day.
You too.